All right, Roman workbench progress notes. As you can see, well, I don't know. As you can see, I've got the legs in and they're wedged and glued up, and they'll sit up overnight, and then I'll saw them flush and all that lovely stuff, and that worked out pretty well. The unevenness is due to the legs not being quite the same length, but that's all right. I'll just level it up and mark where I want to trim the legs, and everything will be okay. Now, what I'd like to do is draw your attention to an error on my part and what I'm going to have to do to fix it. You'll notice I've got a couple of pegs right in there. They're also glued in. That's because when I drove this leg in, a joint that was weak started to fail, and I'm not putting up with any more of that. But then there's this. As you can see, that failed completely. So I'm going to have to do some serious work. Now, what this brings up is an important point. A side grain to side grain glued joint is as strong as the wood. That's what they say, and it's actually quite true. But there's a caveat to that. You have to make absolutely sure that the faces match up very, very tightly, with no bowing, no high points, no proud points, no divots. It's got to match up. And it really helps to not have long bows or, God help you, a sinus curve in the studs that you're gluing together. And what that means, boys and girls, is that you have to actually spend a fair amount of time selecting your wood, which I did not do. I thought straight enough was straight enough, and that was an error on my part. The other thing that you have to do that I did not spend enough time doing is going over the mating surfaces and taking down proud points. I did not spend enough time doing that. Saved myself a few minutes, and it's going to cost me hours. This is a rookie mistake, and it's going to require journeyman skill to fix. What I'm going to have to do is take a router and chisels and cut a groove right through here. I'm going to have to oversaw this to get all the glue out of there and make sure that I've got wood surfaces for things to bind to. I'm going to have to make an oak bow tie that'll span probably 5 or 6 boards, and set it in there probably using West System 105 epoxy, which is expensive and slow cure, and man, I wish I'd spent the time in the front instead of having to play catch up and fix up now. Oh well. Live and learn.